It's another fashion affair, if you will. This time we have 5 designers, 5 choreographers, 4 world premieres, and 1 old one by me. You know, there's nothing like the collaborative effort, and I think people have embraced it.
Okay. You guys got your hands full.
There's always that point when I finally have all 5 sets of sketches in front of me and I can kind of see what the huge scope of this project is going to be. Having 5 designers working towards this same evening, in my head I just always feel like I'm dealing with 5 freight trains, trying to make sure they don't all hit the station at the same time. And with the variety of costumes, materials, and vendors, and delays that we don't expect, it's like herding cats.
To my design for this ballet, it's couture dresses. There is a lot of details. I mix the lace with the very soft material like silk tulle and stretch fabric, and with the touch of rhinestone and sequins and pearl. The challenge was to create something comfortable, at the same time, you know, spectacular.
His aesthetic is very heavy embroidery and very dense beading. It's just all about the bling, in a way.
I was really attracted to Zuhair's lace work. It's intricate and beautiful and very organic. And, you know, I made sure to have that for this premiere.
When I looked at his designs, I thought this is going to be maybe the most challenging to create ballet clothes from. You can cut this out here, like cut from here to here. It's a skirt that 2 or 3 of our seamstresses here have spent days cutting up lace and kind of reconfiguring it. I think we have to put some little flowers in there and stuff, so it looks like it's continuous. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's falling nicely too. Like,
the thing is, it's gonna, once it gets the embroidery, it'll be even
heavier. Okay, I see.
So we just want to give it like that a little more.
Yeah. It moves so well. I think the simplicity of the feminine silhouettes and the intricate couture work will lend itself specifically to the ballet I wanted to create.
Today I'm on my way to Marta and Paolo's studio, which I'm very interested to see and, you know, just finally sit down and talk about these costumes at length.
What happens with these little things?
Well,
are they a bit dangerous? That could, yeah.
This is totally dangerous.
They're super dangerous.
It'll get either stuck between their legs,
oh God,
wrapped around someone else's waist.
Oh God, yeah.
And it's
we
like,
don't want that
stop.
This is a great example of trying to find ways to adapt their designs for the stage. They have these long, dangly strings that are great and would probably move really well, but obviously you don't just want to have a huge car crash on stage where everyone just trips over each other and there's a giant pileup, or an unintentional giant pileup.
What were you going to say, Troy?
It seems like these get a little...
Oh, sorry.
Marques'almeida have been really great about helping me figure out who the dancers are in the ballets. I spoke with them about how much these individual dancers are important for me.
We're very interested in the way that the dancers are as individuals, so Troy was kind enough to send us pictures of all the dancers in rehearsals, which we have stuck up on our mood board.
A good photograph of them at an off moment can say just as much as the dancing.
We felt super connected to that and really identified with the idea of this kind of really effortless, raw imagery. We want to bring the realism to the stage.
The dancers are what inspire me. I never really know what a ballet is going to be until I know the people. I always think, you know, painters get paint, musicians get instruments. I get people with experiences and histories and lives lived. I try to just understand something about them and what I want to create and meet somewhere in the middle and make it into movement. For this ballet, I'm collaborating with the designer Hanako Maeda. She had some really interesting ideas about how to blend art and fashion, so I thought that was perfect for this.
Art has always been an inspiration for me. I love just being in the space and taking everything in. I'm really inspired by how the artist uses the texture of paint. The edges are more three-dimensional, and you can really see the artist's hands in the artwork. That's something that I wanted to express in the costumes for the New York City Ballet that I designed.
Both Robert and Hanako, being very young in their fields, have great enthusiasm for what's happening here, and I think that they've bounced off each other in a way. Right. It's exciting to see the inspiration they get from being here.
Something like if it's a little bit more jagged.
I think that's better, because also from the stage, the layers might blend to each other, and if they're more jagged, you'll see them separately. I've worked with costume designers, of course, before, but I've never collaborated with a fashion designer, and I really want her cutting-edge way of shaping the body and shaping the garment, and I hope we found something that sort of brings both of those ideas together.
Perfect. Yay! Okay.
And she likes that too.
One of the things that really excites me is doing things outside of my field. After watching the first rehearsal, I was really inspired by the way the couples interact.
6, 2, 3, 4.
I love that. That's really nice. Okay, cool. Now I get that content.
I've sent him a lot of videos, and Humberto and his team really combed through the footage and found moments between the dancers.
That's where I think he grabs you at some point from the armpits. Yeah. We really kind of watched frame by frame every dancer's interactions. We wanted to almost cut away and have people touch skin to highlight these touch points as well as these big gestures. There's that moment right there when he twists it around her wrist.
Humberto has an incredibly creative mind. He's the type of person who could be working in any field. He probably would have made a great choreographer too.
So this one, Peter, will catch light in a way that's different from the sequins.
I mean, I like the effect of it, the gold and the shine.
It's so interesting to watch the head of a ballet company with the head of a fashion company kind of, come together. It was just like watching this, I don't know, tennis match or something.
Wait, no, you don't do that. You just untie, and I do this.
You've done that before.
I've done it before. Well, Peter Carping, of course, took over Oscar de la Renta, and his great strength is evening gown, and so I thought it would be perfect to recostume Thou Swell after all these years.
Peter told me that his inspiration was very much the Rainbow Room. It's about a very glamorous age of New York.
Wow.
They wanted to do something that was true to that, but it would also make it feel very contemporary at the same time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Just adorable.
Yeah, looks great.
Fantastic.
Is it fashion or is it costume? That's a kind of good question, and I think it lies somewhere in between the two. How is that going to be dancing?
I don't think it's going to be a problem.
It won't be. Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay.
And if it is, I'll change the steps. You know what I
We're
mean?
not meant to change the steps because it's a costume.
Yeah, we will. Between sketches and the final product, there's always a translation there. Our costume shop is the real interpreter between the choreographers and the designers, and they always deliver. They're wonderful.
What makes New York City Ballet so special costume-wise? We have this amazing backlog of costumes from 30, 40, 50 years ago. Now we're creating this amazing history of working with fashion designers. That has become a part of our history, I think, now.